Hey,
Jerry
Graham.
and I are here for the 7th video log of the Hamburg Megaraid this weekend. And we just met Jerry at the train.
Yeah, and I'm here representing Vanonymous, the anonymous group from Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. And I send them greetings out at this time and invite everyone, come to the Megaraid.
And I say the same to all those in America. Please fly over, there's still time. Anyway, it's cold here.
Yeah, it's cold, but it's a happy time.
And people are warm.
Yeah, and the beer is cold as well.
And so is the Coca-Cola. I don't know about you, but I've been working all day preparing my speech for Friday on how Scientology handles its external critics. The suppressive person doctrines, the investigations, and black propaganda, black Dianetics, and vexatious court actions.
And I'm an external critic, so they don't handle them very well. I suppose I've been asked to talk about handling internal criticism as well as external criticism. And I've done some criticizing in my life, and I look forward to more criticizing. I've been here since the 19th, I guess, of November. Attended a conference in Berlin for 3 days. Attended another conference in Leipzig. Have been traveling around, enjoying Germany, and it is an absolute hoot to meet the good folks here. Looking forward to a fabulous raid and to reconnecting with a lot of people, and Usha Kaberta, of course, and my attorney and good friend, Graham Berry. This is a hot time in the old town tonight.
It's going to be, but after 30 years of fighting you, surely Scientology has learned how to handle you by now.
It's only 28. But
what's 2 years on the Scientology calendar?
Yeah, you guys have all arrived in the best of times. These 2 years that the anonymous horde has been around, the Legion, as you call it, have been, for me, the best 2 years in those 28 years. And it has, you know, provided fantastic support and security. When I show up to protest in Vancouver, my back is covered and it's totally safe, and Scientology disappears inside behind their blinds. They use blind tech. In an earlier era, my wife and I would picket alone, and it was a very scary time to be out there alone, and now it's a very fun time to be out there with all you guys.
Yep, I've picketed alone many times, even at Gold, and it's great now that we have the anonymous matrix, which Scientology can't deal with. It's not infallible, but it's unbeatable. So unbeatable, where is Mr. Miscavige? Where's his powers of confront?
Yes. There was a time when I felt that Scientology could win or Scientology could lose. And now I'm completely convinced that they cannot win. They can only lose. Now it's a matter of time. And of course, time grows shorter for them at all times.
Well, haven't they already lost? Haven't they already lost since the emergence of the internet and the emergence of information and free knowledge?
Well, in a sense they've lost, but they still can strike back, and there still could be chaos inside, and they still they could commit any number of evils against the people that they consider their enemies, 3 of whom are sitting right here, right now.
And some of us have noticed that they are becoming more dangerous and violent and physically attacking some of the anonymous.
That's true both inside or outside and inside. The revelations about Miscavige, I think, they evidence incredible pressure inside. And so, you know, historically, totalitarian or destructive cults like Scientology have both acted against people outside and acted against their own members inside. And the danger of that happening, I think, actually mounts. I pray that the U.S. federal government gets involved and does something to take away that pressure and release all those people who are being held inside that cult.
It's the idea of over 50 people being held for years at a time in California at Gilman Hot Springs, forcibly confined. Another 175 being forcibly confined on L. Ron Hubbard Way in Los Angeles. Just boggles the mind that in America you can have hundreds of people falsely imprisoned for years at a time without the federal government or state government or local police even taking an interest.
And I think that unlawful detention or unlawful imprisonment is a very key way to approach Scientology right now. It is an issue which has to be addressed, and those people have to get the news has to get through to Scientologists that they cannot be held for 5 seconds, let alone 5 years. It's unlawful. It's also unlawful for a church to do that. Scientology gets away with it by calling itself a religion, but even a religion cannot do it. For freedom of religion to exist, you have to be able to leave that religion, and not after you've been subjected to years of sec checks or years of rehabilitation project force. If you want to walk out the door, walk out.
Without having to make false confessions, false admissions, and false exonerations.
Right, without having to be neutralized and without having to be, you know, crushed.
It seems the only person not being crushed at the moment is David Miscavige's beagle.
You know, Hubbard had a corgi, DM has a beagle.
But did Hubbard have his corgi in a uniform being saluted by his senior officers?
Oh, pretty much. I think that I read that about Miscavige and his beagle, and I thought back to Hubbard and his corgi and the same bizarre concept that the corgi could read minds, and if he barked at you, that meant you had OWs, and if the beagle, you know, looked at you squinty-eyed, that meant you had crimes. I think, however, I knew Hubbard personally, spent a lot of time with him, and of course did the research for his biography. I've also read Headley's book, and I've read all kinds of internet information which people at the INT base have brought out, and to me, conditions have not improved, conditions have gotten worse and worse, and it's a very dangerous situation inside.
And you were the first to really expose all this in the early 1980s when you spoke about Hubbard being a fraud and later proved in court that he was a fraud.
Well, I was certainly early on the chain. I think certainly Paulette Cooper predated me, and there's some other you know, people who are to me heroes and on whom I depended. Michael Flynn was earlier than me, but I have my piece in this war, and I also was at the INT base, so I know geographically and what buildings they're talking about, and a lot of the personalities. I knew Marty.